Hey Libra, welcome to your weekly reading forecast for Libra Sun, Moon, and Rising. This reading is going to be focusing on money, career life, family life, spirituality, all that good stuff. I do my love readings separately on this channel, so if you're looking for a love reading, you can check out the love readings in the link of in the description. There's a link to the love videos, so you can watch the love video after this one if you would like. But this is going to be about all the other important areas of life for Libra Sun, Moon, and Rising for the week ahead. And I'm going to pull towards the end a money affirmation card. Many of you have been asking me for videos about manifesting money, so we're going to have a nice little money affirmation at the end for those of you who stick around. There's your Monday, Tuesday, your Wednesday, Thursday, and your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Alright, there's your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So let's see what's going on with Libra for the week ahead. Your first card of the week is the Hanged Man, Libra. So something may be feeling a little bit stuck, or something may be feeling like it isn't quite moving forward how you had anticipated or how you had thought. That doesn't mean that it's not going to work out. Okay, some people don't like to see the Hangman because they think, oh, well, that's a bummer. That means that things aren't happening. But what people don't realize is that the Hangman is a major arcana card. That means it's one of the cards that come up when the universe kind of has us placed in a specific situation or a specific place for our own good, for our own benefit. Something is happening where we're going to be like learning something or growing or developing some skill. And so the message with the Hangman is you're being encouraged to look at things from a different angle, from a different view, from a different perspective. Typically, in my experience, the Hangman comes up before a time of really fast movement, So it's a time to really get very clear about what you want, where you're headed, how you want things to kind of work out. It's double checking the order that you've put in with the universe, you know, dotting your I's, crossing your T's, you know, just looking things from a different standpoint. Intuitively, I feel something is happening with some of you in forgiveness. I think this came up in one of the love readings. It would be hilarious if it was Libra. But I feel like intuitively it's something having to do with forgiveness. You're being encouraged to see a situation from somebody else's standpoint or from a different view, because it's going to bring in a certain degree of healing that's going to remove a block. I do feel for some of you that there could be anger with family about money, something where you feel like you were owed something and you didn't get it. Maybe there's an inheritance you feel cheated out of, or maybe in some way you might feel like you know, certain siblings got more than you did, or certain siblings get more help financially than you do. I feel there might be something happening financially with some of you, and some truth might be revealed, or some information might come to the surface, and you're being encouraged to just kind of look at it with an open mind, and a different way of looking at it, so that you can heal from the situation and release the resentment and release kind of the feelings that you've been holding on to. And that's going to be opening up abundance. That's for some of you. That's not for all of you. That's for some of you. Overall, though, I just feel the theme here does to me feel like forgiveness. You're forgiving something. Some of you have been kind of putting yourself in a difficult situation or position for a really long time to prove a point. So you've been staying in a relationship where you're miserable because people say it wasn't going to last, or because you feel like, well, they're not going to get off that easy. They're not going to get rid of me. They're going to have to put up with me. Or even in a work situation, like you might be miserable. You might hate it. But you're like, I'm not going to give them the satisfaction of quitting. Some of you are like in some kind of a situation like that. And this is saying it's time to release that. It's time to forgive that. It's time to let that go. Don't punish yourself to prove a point. You know, don't be the person who shoots yourself in the foot to prove a point, or to drive, you know, something home, or to, you know, just stick it to somebody else. It's not worth it at the risk of doing something that is slowing you down or robbing you of your joy or robbing you of your progress in some way. Your Wednesday, Thursday card is Two of Water. So your theme in the middle of the week is going to be about communication, about relationships, about working well with others. There's a certain degree of healing that also comes in with Two of Cups, or Two of Water, excuse me. In this deck, it's called Two of Water. It's not called Two of Cups in this deck. So there's a balance that's coming in. When I think of Two of Water, I think of harmony. I think of forgiveness. I think of overcoming an issue or a problem, being able to see something through someone else's eyes, being able to understand and see others as equals, not as inferiors, and being able to see ourselves as equals and not feeling inferior to others. To me, Two of Water is very much the very healthy, very grown-up relationship, the very healthy, very grown-up ways of communicating, being able to come into a healthy give and take. So for some of you, you're experiencing this all across the board. You're experiencing it in resolving conflicts with coworkers. You're experiencing it in resolving conflicts with a significant other or with family. I do, and again, I'm not focusing so much on love in this reading, but I heard it, so I'm going to say it. Some of you are smoothing over some kind of tensions with some in-laws. Those of you who are married, there might be some tensions with some in-laws, and for some of you it may be a long-standing thing. It could even be like a family feud type situation where their family and your family hate each other and have hated each other for a long time. But there's something happening here in terms of kind of just once and for all laying that down, saying, look, I know that maybe for a long time there's been tension here, and for some of you it's not about in-laws, it's something else, but you know, just being able to lay it down and say, look, I know for a long time there's been tension here, I know there's been beef, maybe even for years, but let's get a clean slate here. Let's focus on the things that we have in common. Let's focus on the things that we all care about. And let's just kind of come together in that way and just try to work together and try to be happy, you know? Like, for example, if you have issues with in-laws, you could say, hey, well, we both love your child, your adult child, you know? So let's focus on that. Let's focus that we have that in common. Or if there's children in the picture, like we both care about your grandchildren, right? Like, let's make that a focus, or whatever it might be, like finding a common ground. For other ones of you, it could just be about the just dynamics in general, the give and take. I do feel, though, Libra, there seems to be a lot of tension around finances with you. Okay, like just something doesn't seem to be fair, or I don't know if maybe some of you feel like there's a lot of pressure on you for your family or for your parents or loved ones in your family financially, and you might be like, well, what are my siblings doing? Or like, why is it all on me? There could be some kind of a tension there. I'm not telling you to suck it up and deal with it. Like, I'm not saying, especially with that Hanged Man card, about just kind of seeing it from a different perspective. I'm not saying it's gonna make it okay. I'm just saying that there could be some kind of revelation where you have some understanding, where you're able to let go of the resentment or the bitterness that you would obviously, understandably feel in a situation like that, because ultimately that's going to benefit you. It's going to bring in a degree of healing and opening you up for abundance, and also opening you up for a way in which you can be released from this karmic cycle or karmic lesson by coming into that forgiveness. Sometimes it's like something doesn't end until we forgive it for some reason. That's kind of like what happens sometimes. I'm sure some of you have received an apology from somebody, and you might be like, man, I really even forgot about that, but then the things that we're holding on to, and we feel so hurt, and we feel so betrayed, that person won't say sorry, right? But something else that you forgot about, like maybe years ago, somebody else will go, oh, I feel so horrible about that. You're like, what? That? I don't even remember that. It's funny how it works that way. But then something that you're really hurt and you're holding on to, that person won't say sorry. Very, very interesting how that happens. It's almost like we need to release it first for the closure aspect of things to come back around full circle. For something is happening for you guys, you know, Libra, and bringing in forgiveness of a situation. Okay, I think I keep hearing forgiveness. Forgiveness is the theme for you in the week ahead. Your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is the Magician. Okay, so once this thing is being forgiven, once this thing is being cleared from your energy, it's coming into the time of manifesting a new beginning. Some of you are planning a really significant change or shift that's going to be taking you away from certain persons or situations. This is especially true for those of you Libras who have felt very unhappily stuck in a situation. Maybe it's in a marriage, maybe it's a roommate situation, maybe it's a family situation. Sometimes I have people that come to me for readings and they're like, oh my goodness, I've been trying to move for years, or every time I leave I end up getting pulled back into this place. And sometimes it's about a job. Some people get stuck in these cycles where they try to quit a job and then they leave and they'll have a new job and then they'll get sucked right back into returning back to the old job. People get into cycles like that, or they get stuck in that way. And so I feel that whatever is happening in the beginning part of the week is going to clear the energy and bring in the needed healing so you can leave once and for all. You know, a lot of the times we get stuck to a place because we have a lot of hurt feelings around it, or we have resentments or disappointments, or maybe even a little bit of bitterness. Maybe we're a little bit salty. That's okay. That happens when we're not treated fairly or things happen in an unfair way. But that energy is finally being cleared so that you can leave. It's almost as if you're letting go of a resentment. You're coming into forgiveness. And almost immediately after, the universe is saying, okay, you're free to go. Here's a chance. Here's an opportunity. Enjoy. Have a nice life. Bye. Enjoy your trip. And it just seems like it's happening so very quickly. Okay, the Magician is a fast-moving card in that way. The Magician is a card about manifesting. Magician also wants to remind you that since you are in this energy of manifesting, to pay close attention to your thoughts, because your thoughts are becoming your reality. So you may be seeing the repeating angel numbers, you may be getting signs or symbols or confirmations, and this is the beginning of a new journey for you. It's coming in very quickly. You're releasing something from your past, and then the doors are opening for you to have this fresh start. And I do feel some of you are feeling it's necessary to make some kind of a move. For some of you, it even feels like a matter of safety, where you're moving to get away from some negative or toxic people that maybe know where you live right now, or whatever it might be. It's like you're getting a fresh start. Or some of you who have children or who have a family, you might be like, well, maybe this isn't the best area, and I don't want my children to be around here because I don't want them to get pulled into like bad, you know, dangerous company or something. And so some of you may be moving for that reason, right? But maybe you were stuck in that area for a long time because maybe there was family there, or maybe there just was something there that had not been resolved yet, and it's finally being resolved so that you are free and clear to go. Those cords and those bonds, those attachments are finally being cut. They're finally releasing you, and you're coming into a new time and into a new journey. Okay, let's see what your money card is for the week for our Libra friends. Okay, this is going to come with an affirmation. These cards have affirmations on the back. This deck too here, if you liked this deck, I have a link to both of the decks in the description. This comes with a guidebook that has, I guess this is it, this flew out. It comes with a guidebook that also has affirmations. So if you're looking to do like some like mental rewiring or mental reprogramming, both of these decks are fantastic for that. All right, Libra, so here's your card, Magnetism. You guys are all about beauty, and we've got this beautiful, you know, creature here, this beautiful woman, you know, very classy, elegant look here, talking about magnetism. Okay, magnetism. So the message here is that maybe you've been doing a lot. Maybe you've been spinning your wheels a lot to bring money in, right? Or you've been looking for ways to convince people, or you've been looking of ways of like winning people over. And the message here is that you have a natural degree of magnetism. You don't necessarily have to work so hard. If you're too convincing, or if you're working too hard to convince someone, maybe it's making them suspicious, okay? And this might be more along the lines for those of you Libras who are going into business or some degree of self-employment, and you're trying to pick up clients, or you're trying to start some kind of a business. Maybe you're selling it too hard, and some people are going, I don't know about that, that seems fishy to me. Whereas you're being encouraged to allow something to come to you, allowing yourself to draw it in through your magnetism, through the law of attraction. So there's going to be an affirmation on the back of this that's going to give us an idea of how that can be, how you can attract money more easily. And the affirmation here says, I attract and magnetize to me all that I need to get what I want. Right? So some of you are trying to manifest a move. Some of you are trying to manifest a promotion or a new job. Some of you are trying to start some kind of a business. And this is saying that here's a very powerful affirmation which you can repeat to yourself so that you're able to attract the things that you need and want, so that you can make these changes and these shifts for the better in your life. Okay? Keep in mind the universe is an abundant universe. The law of the universe is abundance. Right? Everything in nature, there's abundance. These animals live very abundant lives. Think about it. Everything they want and they need, they're surrounded by. And we're surrounded by everything we want and need as well. But we're just sometimes not as instinctive and not as in tune as the animal world. So it can be trickier for us to be in the flow of abundance. But here's a wonderful affirmation that will help kind of just reprogram and get ourselves aligned with it. So you can write this down, you can take a screenshot, whatever works for you. And maybe in the morning, the first thing you do when you wake up is say this affirmation. The last thing at night before you go to bed, say this affirmation. And make it your mantra throughout the day. If you're feeling discouraged, or if you're having a hard time, or you just kind of need a nice little pick-me-up or a gentle reminder, go ahead and repeat it to yourself throughout the day. There's no limit on how many times you can say it, And so this affirmation is going to help you come into this mindset. What we have in our mind, what we think about, we bring about, okay? And that's the whole sense of affirmations, to bring the mind focused on what we want so that we can create it in our reality. So try this for a week. Try this for the next 7 days. I think many of you will be pleasantly surprised of at least how optimistic and how positive you're feeling, and some of you could very well manifest some nice little changes in the next 7 days. So try it. Big supporter of affirmations. I love them. I adore them. It can be very habit forming, but it's a good habit to have. It's a helpful habit to have. So like I said, if you're wanting to do more affirmation work, both of these decks are wonderful, because both of these decks come with affirmations. So you can click on the links to get more info on those through Amazon. I do everything through Amazon, so I have the links there. And I thank you so much, guys, for those of you who've been keeping me company during the angel messages in the morning. Some of you have been coming on live. It's been nice to see, you regular ones who are on there. And thank you for liking the videos. Thank you for commenting, for sharing, and for helping the videos reach more people in that way. I love that we have YouTube where free content can get to people who need it, because not everyone can afford a private reading, and I know this reading's not going to resonate with everybody. I know there's people out there who don't care for me as a reader or prefer somebody else, and that's fine. But there are people out there who need the message, and there are people out there who would be very happy to find it. So I'm happy, and I appreciate any of you who help that happen by clicking like, by commenting on the videos, by sharing the videos, because that makes the algorithm pick it up, and that helps it reach more people. So I thank you for that as well. And I thank you for subscribing, hitting notification. More videos are definitely coming. And I appreciate you. I appreciate each and every single one of you. And I'm wishing you a wonderful, amazing rest of the week. Take care.